Well, hello you guys. So I am back. So much to tell you guys. So what is next for me, my family, my husband, you guys? It is official. We are currently in the middle of our first IVF cycle. Just talking about it, getting me emotional. You guys do not know. 13 years is a long time. And we are finally here. We are in the mix of it right now. And it's just so insane. And for the next couple of videos, you guys, I'm going to probably try to do it all at one shot right now to kind of catch up with you guys. So in the next couple of videos, I'm not going to all do it in one because it'll make it just for a very long video. So I'm doing it all one day, guys. So if I'm wearing the same thing, that's why. So let's start from the beginning. So I had my weight loss surgery. Fast forward a year. In December, I decided to call my fertility doctor just to see if I'm where I need to be to start the IVF process. And I know it's a long process. And so I didn't want to wait 2 years. That's what, they tell me 2 years when I had my surgery before I can get pregnant. That's what they would like. So I wanted to see where my fertility doctor, where she stood with it. So I made my appointment. My appointment was literally, I believe it was December 28th. And so because of the pandemic, we had a video chat over, over the phone, or it was a video, So, and she just kind of went through the steps. I told her I had my surgery, and she asked me my weight, and I told her. And at that point, it wasn't my 1 year mark yet. It was still a month before my year. And she had told me some crazy things, you guys. She told me that I could have started the IVF process a month after my surgery. A month. Way too soon. I would not do that. Not at all. So I am happy I waited the year. I wanted my body to recover, and I wanted to be as healthy as possible. Granted, I am not to my goal weight. I'm like 50 pounds away from my goal weight, and I'm okay with that. I really am. So why wait? So she said there was some testing that has to be done prior to getting on the IVF calendar. So it just so happens I was in the middle of my cycle when we had that conversation. So I should say I was at the end of my cycle, because she wanted to have me go in for my first baseline appointment to check on everything, see how everything's going, go blood work, do all that stuff. So it was I think literally a week later, I ended up with my cycle, and I am going in for my baseline ultrasound and blood work. And then because we're starting IVF, we have in our clinic, we have to do a genetic testing. First, they start on the female partner, and then if you are a carrier, then they have your husband or your spouse take the test. So we waited. So I did all that. I did the baseline. I did all my testing. The HIV test, the STD test, whatever, all that stuff that they have you do. So I did that. Josh did that, because he had to go through that as well. He also had to have a semen analysis to see where he was at, which, by the way, you guys, was really good. It was way better than it was 2 years ago. Still needs help, but it was pretty good. So, we're both in a healthy position right now. So everything just kind of is coming together full circle. And I'm so excited. Anyways, so I had my genetic testing done. It was by blood. And my insurance covered it, so it was even better. Because it would have cost I think $250. For those of you that don't have coverage, it's $250. So it came back I want to say maybe 2 weeks later, And I was a carrier. I was a carrier of, I'm going to put it on the screen because I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm not going to even attempt to try it, so it will be right above here somewhere. So that is what I'm a carrier of. That was the only thing that I was a carrier of, but because I was a carrier, Josh had to get tested as well. But Josh had to do a swab spit test. So they sent us it in the mail, and we just had to have him spit in it and send it back out. So we did. However, Josh's came back, maybe his came back like even faster than mine. It came back maybe like a week, maybe 12 days later. And Josh was a carrier of 3 things. One of those was the one thing that I'm a carrier of, which is right here. So we both have the same genetic gene right there that we could carry on to our child, you guys. I was devastated. I cried. I didn't know what to think of it. I didn't know if maybe this is why we were having such failed pregnancies. Like, it was just a lot to take in, especially when you haven't heard anything really from the doctor, and all you're looking at is what the email that the genetic testing company sent you. And it was a lot. And Josh was just like, oh, why stress about it? You know, if we didn't have to go through IVF, we wouldn't even know about this stuff. And who cares? Like, that was his mindset. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is the end of the world. Like, it was so, like, overwhelming, you guys, for me. It's so overwhelming. A lot of information taken. So anyways, fast forward, like a week later, the doctor calls and says, because we do carry the same genetic gene that we can pass on to our child, we have to go through genetic counseling before we start the IVF process. So I had to call the place that did our genetic testing, and we made an appointment. So we had a phone appointment with the genetic counselor, and so apparently my gene was a very oh my gosh, what is the word she said? It was a strong copy of that gene. So strong, she was surprised I don't actually have it. She said that it was so strong that it kind of canceled itself out in my system, and is why that I don't have symptoms of this particular disorder or whatever it is. I really still not too informational, I guess, about what that really is. I know it has to do with lactated milk and things of that, like dairy product. But it's not lactose intolerant, you guys, so don't think it's that. It's something completely different. But she explained it to us. I wish I was able to record it, but I didn't. I was in my own funk, you guys, at the time. And she said Josh has what they call the dwarf side of the genetic gene. So ultimately, if we do pass, I pass on my copy, and Josh passes on his copy to our embryo, Josh's copy will, I guess, be more present in our baby. So I guess genetic studies have shown that the dwarf's copy is not symptomatic, and it doesn't really have much what's the word, side effects. So it won't really, so our baby really won't be affected by it, ultimately, is what it is. Even if our baby does have it, it's something that's found out at the day that our baby is born, because it's something that they're tested for right away, in any baby. So if they have it, it's something that an antibiotic could help and cure. And it's something that will not affect our baby's day-to-day life. The other thing Josh was a carrier of that really concerned me was he is a carrier of cystic fibrosis. I am not. And Josh only has one copy of it. So she explained it to me, even if our baby got Josh's copy, our baby would not have it. The only thing to be concerned about is if it's a male. For some reason, in males, they can, if the copy of that gene goes to our son, he can have respiratory problems. She explained it to us, and it's very scary stuff, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, it's nothing. Josh is fine, so it's nothing that I really can concern myself with, because it's such a low percentage. And like Josh said, if we didn't go through the IVF process, we wouldn't even know that we are carriers or any of this. The nice thing is we have a whole full workup sheet, so if our children start to want to have kids, at least we can present them with this information and say, hey, listen, me and dad was we have these genetic copies, and maybe you want to get tested with your partner to make sure that he or she doesn't have that same copy, so that way, you know, just to prevent, you know, having anything with your babies. So we have that opportunity, so it's always nice for our children and for their children. So I guess in the end, it's kind of nice. But ultimately, we decided to move forward, and our fertility doctor asked us if we wanted to do the PGS testing for the genetic disorders in our embryos, and we have decided not to do that. There really is no reason to do that. We have no concerns, and we're gonna love our child no matter what. So we don't care. So we had to sign a document that said that we want to move forward without the genetic testing, knowing that we both are carriers of the same genetic gene. So we did. We signed it, and that was that. So that's going to end the video here, you guys. I will discuss the next steps in the next video. I just didn't want this video to be too long for you. So yes, our next step, you guys, is we are going through fertility treatments. Finally, going through IVF. And this is like our last shot. And I'm excited, nervous, scared, all the emotions you can think of. So until next time, you guys, if you want to see our journey on the IVF journey, don't forget to press that subscribe button and the little bell, so that way you can get notified anytime I post a video. Alright guys, until the next video, see you later.